everyone, and welcome to The Overtime. I'm Tresa, Tudrick.
And I'm Alex Lucero. We've got all your local sports action right here, right now.
We'll compare some NAU volleyball, some NAU football, and some possible playoff talks. And it's almost time to hit the hardwood with high school basketball.
We've also got an interview with the Flagstaff girls basketball coach Tyrone Johnson, and we'll also get you ready for all the games this weekend.
As with every overtime, we like to start things off with the coin toss. Alex, both NAU volleyball and NAU football are with playoffs in sight. The Lady Jacks already sealed the deal, but football is sitting in second place right now in the Big Sky Conference. Which of these two teams, if football can win on Saturday, will do better in playoffs?
Well, assuming that football makes it, will be very great for them, but I think the NAU women's volleyball team will do a lot better. They are 7-2 against the rest of the Big Sky playoff teams, so I think they stand a good shot. On a neutral court, the Lumberjacks have just as much a chance as the other teams, and that's where the difference could be made. They need to finish out sets and put teams away early, and with Janae Vanderploeg, Sydney Kemper, and Peyton Bach all being in playoffs before, they can make some serious noise and bring home that Big Sky title.
I agree with you, Alex. NAU volleyball is definitely a good contender in the Big Sky playoffs. But I was out at football practice earlier this week, and the team's looking hot right now. They're the closest to earning a playoff spot in the Big Sky Conference than they've ever been in the past 10 years. The quarterback rotation is still kind of iffy. Both Chase and Kyron are working in starting reps. But let's not forget Zach Bowman, who has broken records left and right. You've heard us talk about him over and over again. The top NAU defense led by junior Austin Haskett with 75 tackles, and the NAU defense leads the Big Sky with 5 pick sixes. NAU went undefeated at home all season for the first time since 1996. I was 3 years old the last time that happened. A lot of numbers, but if the Jags can pull off the victory over Southern Utah tomorrow, the postseason is attainable.
Oh yeah, definitely. They win, they're in.
Exactly.
Question number 2. High school basketball is almost here. What are your season predictions for the boys teams? Tresa, why don't you start this one off?
All right, I'm going to start with this one. It's going to be a good season for Cocoa, Flag, and MPA, but adjustments are going to need to be made. The Panthers had 9 seniors graduate last season, including Andy Bonner, who scored almost 400 points. All 3 made the playoffs, but looking toward the future now. Flagstaff's Trevor Johnson is a senior this year. He was a leading scorer as well last season, but this season his leadership role will increase and develop as he'll play a key part in the team's starting lineup. Flag starts their season on Tuesday against Casa Grande, Cocoa plays Notre Dame, and the Spartans have Grand Canyon.
Definitely, I expect good things from Flagstaff and a possible rebuilding year for Coconino. Like you said, Cocoa graduated 9 players, the main 2 being Josh Ingram and Andy Bonner. They finished last year with a 5-2 sectional record, so perhaps they won't be as effective this year. But Flagstaff does have Trevor Johnson and Bailey Stevens, who were the stars of the team last year. This team finished with a 6-6 sectional record, so I expect a better record from this team this year.
Absolutely, Alex. Alrighty, question number 3, moving up the ranks. The NAU men's basketball team still early in the season. What kind of grade are you going to give our Lumberjacks?
I'm going to give them an A-. I love the way this team has been playing, even with the departure of Dwayne Russell. They've been in every single game they've played. They just haven't closed out the way they should, so they are better than what their record indicates. 3 NAU players are averaging double-digit points, with Max Jacobson leading the team at 19 points per game. And Chris Yonku has been great off the bench, providing a spark as a freshman. It's early on in the season still, but the Jacks will be ready to prove something come conference season.
I agree with you, Alex. I'm going to have to give the Jacks, though, a solid B, and I'm going to tell you why. It's still early in the season, and Big Sky play doesn't start until January, so there is still time to adjust. NAU's last 4 of 5 games were losses, but the score really isn't reflective of their efforts. The Jacks led USC, as you know, at halftime by 10 points. Junior transfer Asim Dixon had 20 points, and that's just amazing and really says a lot about how the direction the team has gone. Let's see, solo senior Max Jacobson had a career-high 28 points against the Lions. A lot of hard work and a collaborative effort, and on Saturday, the men's team begins their season opener against the San Diego Christian, and I'm ready to see the Jacks play in action.
Oh yeah, I can't. I'm ready for them to finally be back at home. Question number 4, NAU men's cross country. What are the chances of them taking home the national championship, Tresa?
You know what, Alex? I'm going to say their chances are looking pretty good, especially after winning the Big Sky Championship for, what, a 7th year in a row? But the big kahuna here, the national championships are this weekend in Indiana, and after the Jacks shock the nation with a 4th place finish, they're hungrier than ever to take it all as they head into this ranking first. This season, the men have been ranked as one of the top 3 teams in the nation. Coach Eric Hines and hometown guy Brian Schrader, cross-country champ Matt McElroy, and All-American Zian Saheli, and Rolanda Jumbo are nationally known, ready to win, and are looking to take first place.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this team, and if there was ever a time to bet on the Lumberjacks, it would be right now. The Jacks are ranked first in the nation for the first time since 1995, so they have a very good shot. Plus, with winning the Wisconsin Invitational, the Big Sky title, and the Mountain Region Championship, this team is going for the sweep.
All only 30 seconds for this one. Coyotes hockey surprised. Are you surprised at their record or not so much?
I'm not very surprised about it, considering last year, after 21 games, the Coyotes were 9-9-3. This year, they are 14-4-3. Mike Smith has been fantastic this season, and early on, the Coyotes are looking towards that playoff spot.
I agree, Alex. The Phoenix Coyotes are keeping it hot on the ice, and Mike Smith is just the man. Like you said, the Coyotes have a strong force at the net who's keeping the Coyotes fighting for a top spot in the Pacific. Right now, they're sitting in third place, but they're looking for playoffs and keeping that in mind.
Do you think that they can eventually get that in there?
Oh, I'd sure hope so. I mean, I'd love to see the Coyotes, but I mean, I'm from Anaheim, and the Ducks are in their division as well, so I can't be too biased.
All right, fair enough. Well, stick around. Brooke Howell met up with Flagstaff Lady Eagles basketball coach Tyrone Johnson. Hang tight. More overtime after this.
Automatically and pop caller ID onto my TV, giving new meaning to call screening. Plus, I got E911 to pinpoint our house and unlimited long distance to flatten our bill. Suddenly, the phone company seems cheesy because Suddenlink just reinvented home phone and made it look easy.
For over 20 years and with more than 65,000 success stories, Coconino Community College is vital to your future.
My name is Josie Escoto. Unlike most college students, I enrolled in CCC's Allied Health Program at the age of 45. And today, I work in the healthcare industry. When I become a registered nurse, I'll be giving back by helping those in need. And that's why I support Coconino Community College.
With your support, Coconino Community College will remain efficient, effective, and excellent.
At Northern Arizona University,
green is a school color and who we are.
Being green creates jobs.
Money put back in the economy.
Being green is recycling resources.
The same fries that power our students
power Northern Arizona.
Being green shapes our future.
Through research and education,
we will make a difference.
At Northern Arizona University,
sustainability is a principle we believe in.
Northern Arizona University, the difference that matters.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. High school basketball season is about to tip off, and local teams are preparing for the long season ahead. Reporter Brooke Howell sat down with the Flagstaff Lady Eagles head basketball coach Tyrone Johnson to tell us about the upcoming season and his coaching career.
Many of our local basketball teams are gearing up for this season, and that includes Flagstaff High School. Joining me now is head coach Tyrone Johnson. So I understand you are a NAU alum. You played basketball here. But why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you got into coaching?
Well, I am a NAU alum. I'm actually a native of Flagstaff, so I went to Flag High. I got into coaching initially through my kids. They started out NJB, and from NJB to City League to AAU, and so that's how I got involved in the coaching, and then from there I got the opportunity to coach at the high school level, and I've been coaching at Flag High this is the 8th season coming up.
You've been there for a while.
Yes.
So moving into this season, how's the team looking right now?
Well, it's early, so it's early. My learning curve is you know, a little bit bigger than what I had anticipated, and so we've slowed down and just make sure we can be efficient at some of the things that we need to really be able to do well, as opposed to just continuing to throw a bunch of new stuff at the girls. So, you know, right now we still got a ways to go.
And I understand that you lost 9 of your seniors last season. How do you think that's gonna play out for this year?
Well, losing 9 seniors is tough, especially since we lost girls that made an impact last year. 3 of those girls went off to play college basketball, and so, you know, replacing them is going to be difficult, but we returned Kendall Kelly. She was like the city player of the year. Kira Butler, she actually didn't get to play last year because she had a torn ACL, and so she's back this year. Unfortunately, we lost Molly Collins this year to a torn ACL, but you know, with all our returners and then with the people that made varsity this year, I think we'll compete well, and I think we'll surprise a lot of people. It won't be that rebuilding mode that a lot of people think we'll be in.
Well, that's good then. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your season, your schedule this year, and who you're most excited to play, most nervous about?
Well, our schedule this year is different than it's been historically, in a sense. unfortunately, we don't have like the Page game or the Winslow game, and those are big games in girls basketball. But this year we do get to play a lot more of the Valley teams, and so we're excited to play like Seton Catholic. That's probably the one that stands out on the schedule. They've been state champions multiple times. When we were, you know, in the mix, it was us and Seton, so it'll be good just to kind of renew that again, and then just a few more of the Phoenix teams, and of course the crosstown rival. You always love playing Coconino, and so we'll look forward to that as well.
Do you guys actually have that home game, or does Coconino have that home game?
Well, with the rivalry game, we both get one, so they kept that in the schedule, which is good, and so we'll play home first, and then we'll play away at the end of the season.
Okay, and I always like to end my interviews with your favorite memory coaching so far.
My favorite memory coaching so far, man, would have to be, I don't know, just the girls that came through the program that's went on, they got an opportunity to play, that's doing well. My daughter's at Western Kentucky, Kaya's at Chandler Gilbert, you know, we got Shaid at South Mountain, several girls, Savannah, Samaje. So, you know, the girls just went on and done well for themselves.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Coach, and we wish you all the best this season. Don't forget to get out to the first Eagles game this season this Tuesday at 7 o'clock in Flagstaff's gym. Back to you.
Thanks, Brooke, and we wish Coach Johnson and the Lady Eagles the best for their game on Tuesday. Coming up, Gus Margiotta has your Sports Weekend previews. Stick around.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Coconino Community College to Northern Arizona University. Keep learning without leaving your community.
Living in the country is a lifestyle choice. My bachelor's degree allows me to afford this dream by writing grants from home.
With a bachelor's degree, I'm able to work in a field that puts me and my kids on the same schedule.
Getting my bachelor's degree allows me to use my experience, add new skills, and adapt to a changing world.
Coconino Community College to Northern Arizona University. Visit ccc2nau.com.
Alex, Tresa, we could be witnessing some major NAU history this weekend. The top-ranked men's cross-country team has settled into Terre Haute, Indiana for the NCAA National Championships. The men are led by Footsum Zenaselassie, Matt McElroy, and Brian Schrader, who are hoping to bring back the school's first national championship. Don't forget, Rolanda Jumbo joins the men for her 6-kilometer race following the men's 10K. You can watch that race live at www.ncaa.com. Let's hit the gridiron on Saturday as the NAU Lumberjacks football team battles Southern Utah in Cedar City for the Grand Canyon Trophy. NAU can earn themselves a first-round bye in the FBS playoffs with a win. You can listen into this game at 1:15 p.m. on 99.3 FM and 1510 AM. And some local action, the men's basketball team will open up the Sky Dome on Saturday, where the Jacks play San Diego Christian at 3 p.m. Tickets are still on sale for the home opener as Coach Murphy looks to right the ship during his 3-game losing streak. The women's volleyball team will wrap up their regular season play in Greeley, Colorado, taking on the Northern Colorado Bears. Scheduled time for start is 7 p.m. And lastly, swim and dive broke up their squad this Thursday, hoping to make a splash in Las Vegas and Tucson, competing at the UNLV Invite and Wildcat Diving Invite. The women will conclude competition on Sunday, and NAUathletics.com will have your scores and updates. It's looking like a great weekend, guys. We got a lot of action. Take it away, Tress and Alex.
Well, thank you, Gus. That was really, I'm really excited to see how cross country is going to do.
I'm excited about the whole fall season of NAU athletics.
Yes.
Soccer, volleyball, football, and cross country all made playoffs, and some of them even won, like cross country.
Exactly, and then seeing some new spots hopefully too from NAU football, and then NAU volleyball qualified for their 2nd consecutive year. I think it's really a great season for the Jacks.
Yeah, and there's a lot of young people on all of these teams, so we've got this for a couple more years.
We could keep it going, and then not to mention too, we have high school basketball and other sports as well.
All right, well, thanks again for joining with us. Catch up on all your local NAU action. We'll see you next Friday.